Hi, and welcome to another episode of REDtalks.live. I am your host, Nathan Pierce, and today I'm going to talk about productivity, specifically how to keep focus. Now, this isn't just for remote working. I'm doing a short series on remote working at the moment because of the coronavirus. This is also useful for when you're in the office, but for those who aren't familiar with being in their home environment and working, it's easy to get distracted. So I want to share something that I've been doing for years. It really helps with my productivity. There are plenty of people out there who are capable of just walking up to a desk, sitting down, and next thing they know, it's the end of the day. I am not one of those people. I'm sure there's plenty others like me who could do with a little bit of help. So it started out as a spreadsheet. I found that if I spent any time looking at a huge task, I would procrastinate just by thinking about the huge size of that task. And what I was needing was to break it down into smaller, achievable things that I could tick off as I went, so I felt like I was progressing, that I wouldn't get disheartened with the process. And what I end up doing is creating a spreadsheet. And I'm going to show you, I've actually put it on the REDtalks.live website. There's two versions, Google Sheets and Excel. Sorry, Apple Numbers users. I've never used Apple Numbers. I wouldn't know how to start. If someone out there wants to reproduce this in Apple Numbers, that would be wicked. So let me switch over to my other screen. So here we are on REDtalks.live. I added this new page in the menu at the top here, productivity. If you go there, put your email address in, you'll get updates when I add new functionality or new tools around being productive. And then you'll see the download after these screenshots. So Google Sheets version, you have to do file, make a copy. Otherwise it's stuck in view only mode. That's my copy. So make a copy. Or Excel, you can directly download it straight off the website. So let me show you what I'm actually doing here. So breaking things into small chunks. Basically what this spreadsheet does, if you tell it when your start and end times are, I'll zoom this in actually and make it a little easier to read. Oh, that's not what I want. Don't be like that. Here we go, zoom. Still learning Sheets. This was actually a kind of fun way to get started and learn Sheets formulas. So start of my day, I start at 8, we go to about 6, it varies, but for the example of this, now I create focus sessions, so periods of time where I create a task that is that long, and I will do nothing but that task, and then before and after every task, I stop and I reflect on that last 20-minute session and think, okay, what distracted me, and I write it down. I make a note of like, this didn't work in the last session because I got distracted by this, and then on my next session I'm like, how am I going to get through this next session without any of those same distractions? That's what this 3 minutes is. So 20 minutes of focus, 3 minutes of planning and reflecting, which gives me a total of 23-minute sessions. It's these on the left here. How many sessions per block of activities? So these are 3 sessions I've got going here before I then take a 20-minute rest. And that's important to go, if you're not great at focusing, you need to step away every now and then. So that could be take a walk around the block. I have my break ideas, which typically are things that might be normal procrastinations in any other day, but things I want to get done throughout the day, and I'm going to use that step away from my desk to go focus on those things. So let's make some changes here. I mean, let's say like, okay, I'm feeling super unfocused today. I've tried to just do some emailing, and suddenly I found myself trying to find a podcast. So on a day that's bad like that, I'm going to drop this down to something much lower, like 15 minutes. Oh, look, I've made a mistake. I'm in the I've already got this wrong. This is what I meant. You're getting a live demo of how to use this. View only mode. It's because I'm logged in as myself and not the REDtalks account. So what I would have to do is file, make a copy. I'm going to make a copy of this in my local account. Now we are in a copy I can save and edit myself. I'll zoom it in a bit so it's easy to read. So I'm going to go here and say, okay, super distracted today. I'm going to break my sessions into 15 minutes. short little stints like that. I don't need 3 minutes breaks. I'm going to bring that down to 2. There's no right answer here. Adjust this. I often adjust this as I'm going through the day. Sometimes halfway through the day, I start getting really focused and I go, you know what? I'm going to make these into 30-minute sprints. So once I've done that, you would have noticed it immediately updated the time on the left here. It will adjust this to whatever interval you got. So right now I have lots of focus sessions because I broke it down into really short intervals of 15, so 17 minutes. So I'm probably going to not need a break as often. So let's increase this to 5 sessions of focus. And now, okay, less breaks. So I got to break at 9:42, 11:24, 1:06. Fantastic. I'll squeeze lunch in during that break. So now what I do, once I've worked out my day here, and as I go, I'll put in, you know what, in this one, I'm going to stretch. Really important to stretch if you're stuck at a desk all day. Now, if it's the computer itself that's distracting me today, I'm going to print that out and just put it on my desk and be like, okay, let's get this stuff done. I hate wasting paper, environmental opinion. So I try not to print stuff, but sometimes that's the only way I can get it all done. And then I use a timer. Now you've probably got one on your smartphone. I installed one. I've listed it on the productivity page, the one that I use on my computer, and I'll punch in there, okay, 15 minutes, and that starts counting down, and I start doing the task. Now, nothing else is allowed to happen other than that task during that window of time. You've got to be really strict about that. If something distracts you, that's what little Mr. Post-it notes for. I write that down really quickly, and then at the end of the session, I will look at that and think, how can I stop that getting back into my mind? Now, this takes a while to get used to, and it's going to be a little bit of a distraction at first because your mind will wander and you'll go to other things and you'll be like, oh, I forgot I did this spreadsheet. But creating the muscle memory of being like task focused like this, after a while, you won't even need to use it all the time. I will often not touch this at all. And then after a couple of weeks of just great productivity because I've learned how to think about things differently, I just have a bad day. And it might be not enough sleep or who knows what else is going on in the world. Or maybe some crazy pandemic and I'm no longer able to focus on stuff. That's when I pull the spreadsheet back out. And this thing has really made a huge difference for me. So there's only those 4 things you need to input. 5, which are in the boxes there. And then you're good to go. I'd love to see any feedback. I was thinking maybe I'll write a little REDtalks.live timer that you can install. That doesn't look like it's going to be too tricky to do. Could be a fun side project. If someone wants to collaborate with me on that or even write it, it's going to be a pretty easy Xcode Cocoa app, I guess, that runs in the status bar. Let me know. And any feedback would be fabulously welcome. So again, both of them available for download on the REDtalks.live website if you go to the productivity page. That's all for today. Thanks for listening.